Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just under 3 months away from its official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, as we get closer to the official release of the third and final trailer of Episode 9, we will actually get a better sense of the overall tone of this movie, and the fact that JJ and George worked very closely with each other on this film in order to deliver a very authentic Star Wars movie, to bring, of course, a big conclusion to the Skywalker saga that was introduced to us, the fans, back in 1977, multiple decades ago. And what's really interesting about this film, is, of course, is the fact that Palpatine is back, being portrayed by Ian McDiarmid once more. Now, on top of all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this movie, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for the final fight of Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that Rey is said to be put into a force freeze state by Palpatine while sitting on his throne inside of his throne room, where it's described that Rey is said to be facing both Palpatine and Kylo Ren. It's said that one of the sequences during the final fight of the film is said to involve a moment where Palpatine convinces Kylo Ren to stand by his side. However, it's said that the sequence is said to involve the fact that Ben Solo is acting as if he is loyal to Palpatine in order to trick him, and that Kylo is aware now of Palpatine's manipulation techniques, where Kylo is said to walk over to Rey, acting as if he is about to kill Rey, where it's said that Kylo Ren grabs the Skywalker saber from Rey and ignites it, where he is said to fight Palpatine by surprise. However, it's said that Palpatine is able to react quickly from Kylo Ren's attack by using Force Lightning upon him, where Kylo attempts to block it, only to fail by not being able to block it fully, where Kylo is said to be thrown into the background. This is where it's said that Rey surprisingly has a backup lightsaber on her, where she is said to use Leia's blue lightsaber against Sidious that she got from Luke's Force Ghost on Ahch-To when visiting there. It's explained that Rey begins to fight Palpatine with Leia's lightsaber, where he is said to use Force Lightning and other Force-related techniques at Rey, where Palpatine is talking about her potential within her to rule by his side of the new Sith Empire and his rule of 3. Eventually, Ben Solo is said to recover and runs in to protect Rey, blocking the lightning by Rey's side as well. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that the final fight between both Kylo, Rey, and Palpatine is said to be very iconic and is said to be very much action-packed between the three characters. Now, what I love so much about this is that it kind of reminds me of what could have happened between Rey, Kylo, and Snoke if they actually went a different way instead of Snoke just getting killed by surprise, right? So it really seems like that this is JJ's way of basically giving us a what-if scenario of Snoke's situation in The Last Jedi, where in this particular moment, Kylo Ren tries to kill Palpatine, but he fails. So it's basically somewhat of a reversal of what we got in The Last Jedi, where Kylo Ren is actually said to trick Palpatine, thinking that he's going to kill Rey, and he surprisingly saves Rey, or defends her, by grabbing the Skywalker saber and attacks, of course, Palpatine, or at least tries to. And as he tries to, it's said that Palpatine uses Force Lightning on Kylo Ren, where he tries to block it in a Mace Windu style, except it's too powerful for him to actually bear, where he's actually thrown into the background. Now, this is said to be a moment in which Rey is actually said to surprisingly have a backup lightsaber. So let's talk about Leia's lightsaber in the film. Now, she's actually said to have a surprise backup lightsaber that is said to appear in the third act of the movie, that is said to be Leia's lightsaber that was handed down to her by Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost on Ahch-To. Now, in case you guys did not know, Ahch-To is going to have a brief sequence in present time in The Rise of Skywalker in the third act of this movie, in the beginning of the third act, I must add, just after their duel on the Death Star 2 wreckage between Rey and Kylo Ren. So, with that being said, the fact that we are going to have a scene that's going to involve multiple different lightsabers, I think is very inspiring by J.J. Abrams. I think it's a step in the right direction by Disney and Lucasfilm and what they're really trying to do to end the Skywalker saga and to really do something very much special with, of course, the character of Leia. Now, you guys may or may not know, but there is going to be a young version of Leia in this film in the form of a flashback where she's training with a young version of Luke. It's said that Luke and Leia appear just as they did in Return of the Jedi, where Leia is said to have a brand new blue lightsaber that Luke hangs on to on the island of Ahch-To for many different decades, where, of course, at a point in time, Rey is actually said to eventually find that actual hilt itself. So, what I like so much about this is the fact that Luke Skywalker held on to this saber for decades, and during his couple of years on Ahch-To, on the island of Ahch-To, he actually kept it hidden inside of the Caretaker's Museum, which is said to hold all the Jedi artifacts and relics. So, what's great about this as well is that it really seems like a great alliance between Rey and Kylo going up against Palpatine and more. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.